The question of what happened to Seung Han after he was shunned from RIIZE for the second time at the end of last year has been circling around K-pop fans for many months now, and for good reason, as Seung Han's journey has been anything but smooth. From controversies and sudden hiatuses to his complete disappearance, it seems like fans might finally get an answer to where his future is heading. Seung Han originally debuted as a member of RIIZE, with his great visuals, strong vocals, and amazing dance skills, where he quickly gained standout attention among fans. But just as fast as he rose, controversy struck as old clips and photos related to his private life began circulating online, sparking backlash from Korean netizens. They ranged from images of him seemingly having a past relationship to alleged remarks that some fans deemed disrespectful, and as the backlash grew, SM Entertainment made the announcement that Seung Han would indefinitely pause all activities. At first, many fans believed this would only be a temporary setback, as the company waited for things to cool down. However, with almost a year going by and still no news of what Seung Han would be doing, fans understandably started to worry. But just as fans were starting to lose hope, the announcement that he would be back broke the internet, with many celebrating the fact that he would no longer be kept in the dark and that he would be allowed to work alongside the friendships he had created once again. Unfortunately, it wasn't long before another announcement was made, informing fans that due to unexpected backlash upon his return, Seung Han would actually be leaving RIIZE altogether, explaining that this decision was made to protect both the group and the fans. Thankfully, it was also announced that this wouldn't be the last time fans would see Seung Han, as his solo debut was already hinted at from the get-go, with the company assuring fans that they would continue to support him in his journey. The announcement sparked extremely mixed reactions. However, the outrage online cannot be underestimated, as even casual K-pop fans just following the news were shocked by the unexpected 180 and even protested the decision, calling for him to be brought back. Even his fellow group members were speculated to be outraged by the decision, as many fans allegedly felt like the group was trying to protest for Seung Han in their own way. However, despite SM Entertainment's attempts to wipe the slate clean and forget what had just gone down, Seung Han's name never completely disappeared, especially since an announcement was made not long after his departure, saying that he would indeed be making his solo debut in the second half of 2025. While not many updates were made since then, hints of what Seung Han has been doing have been floating around online for months, and even just recently, fans were shocked to see him make an appearance in a scene from Amazon's May 2025 documentary, Lee Soo-man, King of K-pop. In the scene, Seung Han was shown practicing choreography, and while his appearance was short, it wasn't overlooked, especially because of Lee Soo-man's voiceover saying, "The most important thing is to have a team that can achieve harmony, because the team is made of aces." The combination of Seung Han's presence and this statement immediately caught the attention of fans and netizens, as many believed that this wasn't just a coincidence, but possibly a subtle nod to Seung Han's talent and value within RIIZE. Some even took it as a sign that Lee Soo-man still saw Seung Han as an ace, despite the past controversies, and that he could be making an appearance soon. Whether that interpretation was accurate or not, one thing became clear. SM had not completely erased Seung Han from their narrative, and it looks like fans might have been right, as not long after, a new announcement shook the internet with Seung Han's official solo debut. Reports began to surface that he would already be making his solo debut in July of this year, 2025, which was much earlier than many expected. And not only is Seung Han debuting solo, but he's doing it on his own terms. Now performing under the English tag name Seunghan, it seems like he's launching a whole new project that goes beyond the traditional solo idol path. Reports have disclosed that his debut will be part of a new brand and crew called Seunghan and Seoul. Seoul will seemingly consist of a rotating team of collaborators working with Seunghan on various projects, including music, styling, artwork, and performances, which will all happen under his supervision. To start things off, the first project will reportedly highlight Seunghan's greatest strength, as it will be heavily performance-based, where he'll be joined by two other dancers, KOOKIELIT and Jang-yul, both respected choreographers and artists in their own right. Together, the trio will put on a performance-based debut, with a heavy focus on choreography and visuals. Even just the announcement has already set Seunghan apart from many soloists who tend to focus on vocal-centered releases, as this seems to be perfectly tailored to him and his vision for his idol career. For now, the Seoul crew only consists of the two professional dancers, KOOKIELIT and Jang-yul, and while they aren't directly labeled as idols, they've quickly become part of Seunghan's brand. The idea is that this fixed team will accompany Seunghan in all his performances, much like what we've seen with soloists like Seunghan, who relies on a consistent group of dancers for live stages and music videos. Fans are therefore very hopeful this consistent collaboration will lead to more intricate and polished performances, especially since they'll have the chance to build an actual relationship over time. In fact, it already seems like the three of them have gotten very close, even sharing photos together for fans to see. But the approach isn't just about better choreography. It also gives Seunghan a sense of community, something that some fans have been constantly worried about ever since he was forced to leave RIIZE and couldn't be around the rest of the boys as much as in the past. Fortunately for those worried, this solo debut isn't as lonely as some would have imagined, and there's speculation that the dance group will also feature in behind-the-scenes clips, variety-style content, and more, making them much more than just backup dancers, even if the structure still leaves Seunghan as the central artist. Some fans have also noted that the concept is similar to early SM entertainment setups, particularly the debut of Hyun Jin-young and Wawa, a soloist backed by a fixed dance crew that appeared in all his stages and promotions. That comparison has led some to think that Seunghan's project could be a modern version of that model, reimagined for a newer generation, which leaves a lot of room for improvement. That said, not everyone seems to be on board with the idea yet. While many fans find the concept exciting and creatively ambitious, others have raised concerns about how closely Seunghan is tying himself to the soul dancers. Some are worried about the reputation risks that might follow this concept, since the dancers aren't idols, and they may not have received the same level of media training. In particular, one of them has visible tattoos, which have already sparked minor criticism online, with some questioning his morale. Fans are ultimately worried that if any of the crew members become involved in controversy, Seunghan's image could be further damaged by association. Others are also unsure about how SM Entertainment will handle this project from a promotional standpoint. Despite being under one of K-pop's biggest companies, there's a sense that Seunghan's current rollout feels a bit lacking. He has returned to Instagram, launched a TikTok and Threads account, and overall seems to be using his own personal social media to connect with fans, leading some to speculate that SM may not be investing much in traditional promotions. This would mean that established fan support is crucial, especially in the early stages, as the company isn't making any major moves to put his name out there through promotions. This could certainly be a way for SM to try and keep their hand clean after the last attempt of re-debuting Seunghan, and having him steer the conversation could let the company assess how the general public feels about his return before making any major moves to push him to the masses. Still, many fans are optimistic that word would travel fast, as many see the permanent dance crew as a way for Seunghan to stand out in an industry flooded with standard soloist concepts. It gives him a distinct identity as not just a singer or a dancer, but a creative leader, which could be a very promising concept for those K-pop fans who always look for something fresh to dip their toes into. Some have even compared the trio format to J-pop style units, where not everyone is expected to sing or rap, as each member gets to contribute to the overall stage experience in their own specialty. Overall, fans have been cautiously optimistic about the announcement. On one hand, there's excitement about Seunghan's talent finally being back in the spotlight as his dance practice uploads on social media, and the reveal of his new concept photos have already generated buzz. On the other hand, some fans have decided to stay cautious so as not to be burned twice, and are eagerly awaiting even more news regarding his solo project. At the same time, there's also the question of whether the competitive summer comeback season is the right time for him to return, as it definitely seems like a bold move that could be overshadowed without the right promotions. Still, the timing could work in his favor. Launching his career with a clear artistic vision and creative control could no doubt help differentiate him from other anticipated acts. It also makes a strong statement that he isn't trying to return to the past that shunned him, and is instead trying to build something completely new. The fact that Seunghan has also been very actively engaging with fans lately could also mean that he is trying to rebuild a strong relationship with those who are already supporting him. However, what this all means in the long run, especially for his relationship with SM Entertainment, is unclear. His appearance in the Lee Soo-man documentary could suggest there's no bad blood, and his official debut seems to prove that higher-ups still very much believe in his talent. For now, fans can at least be assured that we will be seeing much more of Seunghan in the coming time, as he is finally free to be who he's always had the potential to be.